And that next main topic is Megan 2.0. Now, I saw this movie on Thursday, and when it comes to the first Megan movie, I thought it was fine. I thought there was some fun to be had. And the thing that worked with that was it was a comedy horror film that sort of took the formula of Chucky and made it a bit lighter. And I thought that was kind of a cool idea. And then you have Megan, who's this cyborg AI robotic Terminator murdering machine who does quirky dance moves that now everyone on TikTok does them. And then Universal Fright Nights also have someone that does those moves for 24 hours straight when you go there, and then everyone records it, especially like older men who want to stand around with a little girl and dance with her, which is just weird in my opinion, kind of weird. But when it comes to this new Megan 2.0 movie, I thought some of the ideas were intriguing. I liked that they were changing up the genre just a little bit. They definitely got rid of the horror elements, and then they sort of introduced this 1990s action movie vibe to it. It's like a throwback to like Big B action movies that would star Steven Seagal, like Under Siege or something. And I can appreciate things like that. I really can. And I feel like this movie had glimmers of good ideas and entertainment. And I like that Megan in this one sort of becomes like a good Terminator, sort of like what the T-800 Arnold's Terminator did in T2 Judgment Day, where he's reprogrammed to be a protector. They sort of do that same thing with Megan this time around. And then they have this ultra realistic cyborg chick who's the villain of the film. Yes, she sort of looked like her right here, who was the villain in the third Terminator. So there's that. Take it or leave it. But when it comes to this movie, I think it was way too long for what they had to say and what they had to do. It's 2 hours long, and this is the type of movie that should be 90 minutes at most, okay? Because it just dragged and dragged. The first 25 minutes of the movie are just boring. You could sum it all up in probably a 5-minute montage sequence. And I really didn't like Megan that much in this movie. There's a joke about a yeast infection, which I think was like the comedic laugh out loud moment of the movie. But when it comes to Megan in the film, there's at one point she does get an upgrade. And in that upgrade, they basically just make her taller, and she looks the same, except her head is now the size of Hey Arnold's. It looks like a pumpkin. It looks like she's wearing a mascot head, and she just has like a human body. It was so disproportionate that I found it unbecoming. Like, I just did not like that. She's having a conversation and her head's literally this big. And I'm just like, that's not what I wanted to see with this movie. And I don't think a lot of people are enjoying this movie. There's no conversation around it. No one's really saying it's good. And I think if you were a fan of the original Megan, I don't think you're going to be that big of a fan of this sequel, because it needed that horror element to it. It needed that tone. And I think that's what the original movie hinged on so much. But then you have to ask yourself this: what else do you do with the character Megan once you make her so likable? That horror element doesn't quite work anymore. So what did you guys think about Megan 2.0? My best advice is you don't really need to watch this movie, but if you want to, save it for a rainy day, watch it at home with some frozen pizza on streaming, or just wait until it hits Netflix and don't pay for it and watch it there. I'm sure it'll be there sooner than later, because I don't think it's doing all that well at the box office, but I could be wrong. All right. The movie guy says, I've never seen the Megan movie. And you know what? To be honest with you, I watched it once, and I don't really ever feel the urge or the need to watch it twice. I didn't think it was that good. I just found it mildly entertaining, and I thought it was kind of a fun concept. But oh, and by the way, the other thing is, since they made this sort of an action movie, it's like, yeah, they make it an action movie from the 1990s at times, and it is a parody of that, but it feels so cheap, and even the action is a bit underwhelming. I thought they would really push the limitations and go for it. Like, show her just beating everyone to a pulp and ripping their heads off and doing chaotic stuff on the screen. But they don't really ever even go that extreme with it, which I thought was sort of a disservice to the film. I mean, if you're going to go for it, go for it. Make it gory. But yeah, it just sort of, it's an instantly forgettable movie. Okay, let's go to the next topic here.